Okay, so did you say you had do you have Python installed?
Yes, I have it installed.
Are you using PowerShell?
PowerShell, yes.
Okay, so can you start up your PowerShell? Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, you have PowerShell in. So do you have Jupyter Notebook? So you can just, do you have VS Code? So you can just type out code, then space, then dot. Let's see. Code spaced. The word code, CODE. Then dot, full stop.
Okay.
Then hit enter. Okay, so you have what do you call it? Visual Studio Code. Yeah, you can just say I trust these authors. Just click on that. So you can fill the screen with that. Let's see.
Sir?
Yeah, you can expand it.
Okay, sir.
All right, this looks okay. So what you can do is to shut down the Visual Studio Code again. So now what we're going to do, we're going to install UV. So shut down the video. Yes, just let this one be. You can bring back your browser.
Okay, sir.
No, is that your browser? Can you bring Chromebook or something? Just don't leave these ones as they are. Just go and look for Google Chrome. Just okay. Yeah, using
I use Firefox.
Okay, look for UV Python. UV space Python. Yeah, I can see there install. Now you can see UV Python install. Just click on that one. All right. Yeah, click on any of those ones.
Okay.
So yeah, scroll down. Let's see. Okay, stop here. Let's see. Okay, this one is just showing you how to install Python. Let's go to if you look on your left hand side, you'll see introduction on your left hand side. So go to installation. Press steps. Up. No, you are going down. You should go up.
Okay.
Up. There's installation up.
Okay.
All right.
This
that one. So you're using Windows, right?
Yes, sir.
So can you look for how to see Windows? Yeah, click on Windows. You have Mac OS and Linux, and you have good Windows. All right. So copy that link. Copy the link you're seeing. Yes. So bring back your PowerShell and drop it there. Yeah. So enter. So let's wait for it to download.
Okay, sir.
All right. I think we're done. You can just type CLS and let's see. Okay. Wait. I think it's saying we should set the path. So can you copy any of those paths there? Copy the last one since we're using PowerShell. Don't copy with the name PowerShell. Yeah, good. Just copy what they tell you. Copy everything down to
this.
No, copy to the $sign. Good. So just copy and paste there and run. Let's see. All right, enter. So type CLS. Let's see. I think it has worked. There's no error. So you can shut down Where do you want to be storing your codes? Where do you typically store your codes when you're working?
I store it on the desktop.
Oh, okay. So let's you can create a new folder here or directory and call it whatever you want to call it. VS Code, right? Or VC Code. We're doing more than VS Code anyway, so but
okay.
You can call it whatever you can remember, whatever makes sense to you. You can. All right, so you can open the folder. The folder is empty, so right click inside
Okay.
and then open in terminal. Good. So your terminal opens in VS Code, in PowerShell. So now you can type code now. Code slash you should be there. I mean, no, sorry, forward space, then full stop. All right, enter. So your VS Code now is going to open in the folder you want to start working on. So practically, this is what we. So this is how we work on it. And you can start your new file and begin to check. Do you have a GitHub repo?
Sure. I have it.
So can you log into that one? Can you log into that?
Okay, sir.
If you don't have, you can
Okay,
open
sir.
it. It doesn't take more than 10 seconds to open a GitHub account. Okay, another thing we can do is I can use mine. Then I don't know. Then you can watch the video later without network. You can stop sharing. Let's see. So you can see my screen, I presume.
Yes, sir.
So generally, this is I will walk into my GitHub, right? And I will I'll create a new. Let me enlarge this. Just in case you can see. I hope it's clear now. So I'm going to create a new repo. This is my GitHub. So I already have a template that I use. Maybe you don't have a template, but I have a template I just use. But just in case you don't have a template, and when you don't use a template, I'll just go and type and put a name. Let's say, what will I put here? I can just put system AI demo. That's all. And if I go down, I want to make it public. If I make it private, that means and nobody can see it except me. But I want to make it public so that later, maybe if you're not sure what I did, you can come back and check your own. Then I want to include something called a git ignore file. I might even include, let me also include a README file. I will tell you what it is in a moment. Okay. Then I'm going to include a git ignore file, and I'll select the language to be Python. So there are some files. Hang on. There are some files that I will let me see. So there are some files I don't want to be included. So the git ignore file will select them for me. And then what else? License. I don't need a license because it's not a software I'm making. You can add it if you want, but for this our case here, we don't need any form of license. So I'm just going to create a repo. So you can see it's empty. There's nothing much here. So what I'll do is I'll what do you call this now? I will copy this. I'm using something called SSH. You can use CLI, you can use HTTPS. I don't know how to show you from beginning because your network isn't working. So me, I'm copying from SSH. I prefer to use SSH, just my own preference. So I will hang on 1 minute. So I'm looking for my folder where I like putting some of these things. I think this is where. So this is where you like to put yours on your desktop. I have a folder in my Google cloud because where I am, my internet is good. So I prefer to sync from my Google cloud to my desktop, right? So I can just create a new folder here, and I can just call it 03. Can call it some demos. Then I'll open it. Then I'll open from the terminal like you did, if you remember. I'm in the folder where I want to work. It's empty. Now I want to open my so this is the folder where I am. So I'm going to do something called git clone. I'm cloning the repo I got from my GitHub. So I'm going to paste that. You remember I copied this, so I'm pasting it there. I'll say git clone, then it's going to open it. Now that folder that is that was empty before, if I say ls to search inside now, you see there's that from my GitHub, if you remember. Where's my, you can see the name. This was the GitHub that the repo we just created. It's called System AI Demo. And if you go back here, you see that's what we have here. Let me enlarge this in case you can't see. You can see it's the same thing. I just downloaded that folder. So my idea is that as I'm working, I'll be sending it back to my GitHub. Is that okay? So now I can, if you have any questions now, you can ask. Habib, you can unmute your mic and ask if you have a question. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cd into that system. I will check if there's anything. That README file is still there. Then I will just open my VS Code. So this is my VS Code. All right, so let's continue. So your VS Code is open. Sorry, let me make it large. So what you do is you can close the left-hand side panel and then open the terminal. If you open the terminal, you'll see which directory you are. We are in the system demo that we're talking about. I can open this side panel so that we can see the files. These are all the files that we have here, right? So what I want to do now is I want to initialize the UV. This is the reason why we did all this. So I'll say UV init. I have Python 3.12 here, but let's say I want to use Python 11, right? I can just, I will instead put Python like that. I'll put UV init is to initialize. I want to, this folder that we downloaded from our GitHub, I want to initialize it with the UV that we just installed, right? But I want it to be working on Python 3.11 instead of the Python of your laptop. You know, you told me you had already installed Python on your laptop, so maybe you installed Python 3.12. Yes. But for this work, I want to use 3.11. It's a way of isolating the main Python from the work we are doing so that you reduce any conflict in case some of the packages you want to use don't rely on the main Python. It's just a way of isolating your work. So I just do it like that, just to isolate the work. I don't need to have the latest Python. I want to have the latest Python on my laptop, but if I'm working, I prefer to work with the Python I'm used to that I know is going to work for that. You know, you can also have a small Python like Python 3.10, but then the work you want to do, you want it to use Python 3.12. Then this is how you initialize it. So once I do that, I can just hit enter. And if you watch by the left, now you see new files were created. If you just look, this one was not here. This is telling me I'm using Python 11. This hello was not here. This project terminal was not here. And then this README file. Okay, this README file, we brought it from from the GitHub when we did it.
From GitHub.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if we didn't do it, it will have created a new one for us. So I want you to watch this TOML file now. What I want to do now, I want to start adding the packages I will use here. And start adding them. So when I add them, this TOML file, if you look at it where you see the word dependency, anything I add is going to start including it there. So the idea behind that is that if somebody goes to my GitHub and wants to do what I'm doing, he can just add the dependencies I used exactly from the TOML file. This is pyproject.toml. So what I'm going to do now, if I go to my PowerShell now, I will say uv add. Normally I use ipykernel. And the reason why I use, let me remove my cursor. So I'll say uv add ipykernel is because one of the reasons why I'm pushing to use VS Code now is because I want to reduce my usage of Jupyter Lab and Jupyter Notebook. So VS Code now is going to serve as my Jupyter Lab and Jupyter Notebook. So the way to make what do you call it? VS Code behave like Jupyter Lab and Jupyter Notebook is to install this ipykernel. So I'm going to hit enter. And if you just notice, something just got installed here. This dependency was 0. Now something just got installed. So ipykernel just got installed. This one saying they want is now saying that we notice a new environment has been created. Do you want to select it for your workspace? Yes. Like I told you, I have Python 3.12 on my laptop, but for this project we're working on together with you, I want to use 3.11.
So my question.
Go ahead.
Sorry, sir. I want to ask you a question.
I can hear you.
You are having Python 12 on your system.
3.12.
And at the same time, you are also 3.12. And at the same time, you are having Python 3.11.
Just for this project.
Okay.
That's why when we downloaded it, we only did it for this project. If I find another project, if Python 3.15 is out, I can choose to use 3.15 for that project if it's going to work.
Okay.
All right. So now just put your eyes here again. Let me enlarge it again just in case. You can see it's much bigger now. Or let me reduce it. That's too big. So what I want to do here, I want to add pandas. So I'm going to say UV. That's the problem of making it too big now. We won't be able to see what I'm doing. Let me make it smaller again.
Okay.
So I'm going to add NumPy. I'll give space. I'll add pandas. I'll give space. I'll add matplotlib. I'll leave some space. So can you see? It's adding them there now. If you notice, the dependencies have increased. All right.
I can see it, sir.
Yes. So what I'm going to do now, I've done this. What you can do is come back here. For you to use Jupyter Lab here, you come to the extensions here and type Jupyter Lab. I already have them. Jupyter, let's see. So you have to install the Jupyter you need. There's notebook here. There's just Jupyter here. There's notebook. You just install whatever you think you need. Basically, it's just these two you need for now, Jupyter and Jupyter Notebook. There are some more, but I don't care about this one. So anyway, let's go back here. What do we need to do? I'm going to start. This is when I did the UV init, this was the example code they gave me. Are you with me?
Okay. Yes, I'm with you, sir.
It's telling me hello from Sysang AI, Sysang AI -demo. So if I run this, I'm supposed to see it run here. So what I'm going to do is to make it clear, I'm going to clear that here. Then I'll come here. There are 3 ways you can run this. You just run this like this. Okay, saying we have not selected. Let me activate it here. So if you're using Windows, this is how to activate. Generally, just use what do you call it? Use ChatGPT and ask for the code. So for me, I have it somewhere kept. I just copy and paste. I don't have to memorize how to use it. So how do I activate my environment in VS Code? Using PowerShell, or just how to activate in PowerShell. So this is the code for it. This one. If you're using Linux, it's going to be different. If you're using Mac, it's going to be different. Yeah. So here I've just activated it. So let me see if it says did I save you? Give me a moment.
Okay, sir.
There's one icon I'm not seeing here. I don't know why. Where did you run to? So if I run into issues like that, I just quickly go to ChatGPT and ask a question. Sometimes I can't remember what I need to do. Control Shift P. Let's see. Control Shift P. Where's my and I have to type Python. Python interpreter. Select interpreter. So where is it? Anyway, if I have issues like this, one of the things I do, I just exit, then come back in. So again, I come back here and load it. Let's hope it works. All right, so here this is select interpreter. So I'm going to select it from here. Okay, let's wait for it to finish loading. All right, so yeah, this is what I expect to see. So remember we're using 3.11, right?
3.11, yes.
So I'm going to select it now. So ideally, when you select it, you should see it down there. See it here. So that was what I was looking for. So now I can run this. I can just click this. You can see hello from Susan. So this is one way to run it. I can run it as a Python file. Good. See it here. Just come out. Hello. Then I can run it almost as you select here. There's run code. I run as a Python file. Then if I want to run as Jupyter, I can just highlight my code, then do Shift and Enter, just like Jupyter Lab.
Okay.
Why is it giving me error? Let me try again. Then, well, if it messes up, you just I don't know why it's giving me an error now. I probably have to exit again. I don't know why it's misbehaving. I have actually too many extensions on it. So I have to load it again. Basically, now it's going to detect the interpreter I'm using by itself. Should appear somewhere here. So basically, that's what I use UV4. So whatever work I'm doing, I try to select to how will I put it? So you can see it has already selected my environment.
Okay.
So my laptop, like I said, has 312, but I'm using 311.
Okay.
So again, I highlight this, I do shift and enter. So you can see it has executed. So I
Okay.
needed to restart it. So it has executed the file. It has connected. Okay, still trying to connect, but it has executed the file. So I'm running it like a Jupyter notebook right now, as I'm doing it now, even though it's a
Where is
Python
it?
file.
Where is the
Where's what?
result? The result for this,
Look,
you run it as
look
Jupyter
at,
Notebook. Okay, I've seen it.
see
I've
it,
seen it. I've just
see
seen
it,
it.
yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah. So I just showed you 3 ways to run it. You can run it as a Python file or
Exactly.
run as a Jupyter, yeah. So you can play with whatever you want inside and then make corrections. So basically, if I want to create a new file, there are several ways to do it. It's just to click here and then say, where is it? Okay, this one wants to run code. I can just come here and add a new file and say calculation. Is that correct? Calculations. I'm just giving it any name.
Okay.
.py. I can close this one. Once you close this one, that kernel is dead. You have to rerun from beginning. But I'm not dealing with hello py anymore. I'm looking for another code to play with. So I can just paste this one. I just copy this code from somewhere.
Okay.
So I'll just save it. And yeah, so I can run it, let's see. So this one requires me to put something. So it's asking me to enter a number. So this is just something I asked ChatGPT to give me. I just say, just give me a math trivia. It just made up this. So the idea here is it checks if a number is divisible by 3, 5, or 70. So let's give it 77. Now let's run. So we can see the number 77 is not divisible by 3.
It's not by 3.
Not divisible by 5, but it's divisible by 7. All right. So we can run it again. So let's give it 70 instead. 70 should be divisible by at least 2 of them now. So I can hit enter. So you can see. You can see selected 2.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's since we have installed matplotlib and all that, let's ask it to do pandas. Let's check whether I can get some pandas stuff to do. Let me see. Quarto has some Quarto examples. It has some plotting there. Let's see. Where are you? Where are you? Overview. Okay, this one even has Seaborn. How do I do this? Anyway, let me ask ChatGPT to. I want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Let me see if we get something that will work. Sometimes I make mistakes. So if you if you want to create a new file that is a Jupyter Notebook, you can come here. You can just call it notebook.ipykernel. That is all. You have created a notebook. You can see this is a notebook now. Yeah. So So I'm going to, this is cell, I'm going to paste something ChatGPT just gave me. I hope it works. This is plain text. I had this problem a while ago. Okay, yeah. I have to select the kernel. I'm seeing here, this is plain text. I want it to be Python. So now I have to select the kernel. These are the Python environment. So this is the one. I actually have Mamba installed. If I selected the Jupyter environment, I've gone to that one. I don't want it to go there. I wanted to only work with what we are working with. We selected a small segment of our laptop and we put the Python environment that we want to work with. We don't want to work with the general environment. That way you isolate any issues that you will get. So I'm going to select the one we've been working with since. And you can see here it has changed to Python. And now you can see there are colors here. So okay. I can just, we have imported the number.
So how did you just select the environment?
No, there was a sign here. The
okay.
moment,
okay, showing
the moment,
text.
I beg your pardon?
You said there was a sign showing plain text, so you clicked on it.
Yeah, plain text. So that was when I knew I had a problem. So when I came here, it says select kernel.
Okay.
So then I clicked on it. Yeah. So I'm just going to run this cell. So it's running now. So this is the Jupyter Notebook we're working with inside VS Code. So I'm waiting for it. So it's generating whatever I told it to do, and it is plotting it for me now. So this is how you can do it. So we can, if you want to create a new cell, you can just come here, create a new cell. Let me see.
Wow, this is interesting.
Where is it? I'm copying from a website I use, but they don't have the text. So I'm taking a screenshot and asking ChatGPT to extract the code for me.
Code.
Yeah. Sometimes it behaves well, sometimes it misbehaves. It didn't extract it the way I wanted it to, but no problem. So we come back here and we paste it. I'll just paste what he gave me. As my paste. But what I'm going to do is that I already imported these ones up, so I'll just delete them. Right?
Okay.
Because we already imported. Yeah. So I'm not trying to show you that.
Okay.
I'm not trying to show you how it works. If I don't have anything, I will just come here, then install. Instead of doing pip install, I prefer to do UV add. And the reason why I'm doing UV add is because I want my project.toml file to have all the dependencies I needed here. So if anytime next month I want to work on the same project, I'll just download this and then just install from the toml file. And exactly the same environment I've created here is what I'm going to have. So I won't be having dependency issues whereby this is not compatible with that. As long as we worked on it today and it worked, I expect that in the next 3 weeks that I want to work on it, if I get the same environment, it should work also. So let me see. So this is our GitHub, right? There's nothing here you can see, right? So I'll go back to my Jupyter Notebook. Then what I'll do, I'll save this one first. Where are we? Okay, now you. Jupyter. You can see this one here. It's telling me I've not saved it. It's gone. Then this is my Git control or source control. It is telling me that the source where I got it from, I have made changes, and I have at least 6 changes since we did that Git clone. We have 6 changes. Do I want to take it back up? So I want to do that. So I'll come here. The changes are here. I will commit. I'll just say, I can call it whatever I want, just to track a new commit. Right? If I want, I'll click this one by one, or I'll come here and say commit and push. This one will just do it one time. If I only click on here, I have to do it twice. But here, if I do commit and push, then if I go back to our, you can see it's empty. We created this like 33 minutes ago. I will just refresh
Yes.
it. You can see it's full now. Everything we have done.
So it's actually helping us to manage our project.
Yes. So this is how, when you're working with people, you just be shifting it up quickly, and be moving up. Sorry, where were we? Yeah,
But does it mean that we still have everything that we've done here? Is it still going to be saved on the system, or is it only be saved on the GitHub?
No, it's on your system.
Okay.
So once you create it on your desktop, whatever you're doing is stored on the desktop, but it's telling you that, okay, there's a difference between what is on your desktop and what is in the cloud. That's why the version control, you want to make sure they are synced. Whatever errors you have, just copy the errors exactly as they are and put it in ChatGPT. It reduces it tapers off your learning curve. It doesn't make it that steep. It makes it a bit smooth. Basically, these are the major things that I wanted to share today. I don't think I had much. I was hoping that those who are not set. Taiwo just joined. Who I thought I saw 2 people joining. Taiwo, how is it going?
Yeah, good day, sir. Well done, sir. Thank you so much.
Good day.
I'm very fine. And yours, sir?
I'm doing great. Anything for the boys?
We are hoping for getting something better from you, sir.
Okay. Let's see. I am looking for.
Sorry for dragging you back, sir. You said you are going to explain why. You said you are going to explain why you are creating the README the other time.
Cool. Cool. Normally, I like to explain my projects. It's good to remember. So let me go back. I will tell ChatGPT now to because the session I have on ChatGPT is based on the queries I'm getting here. I'll tell it to just summarize it in a format called Markdown. I don't know if you've heard of it. And then that's what I'm going to put on my README. So let me just do that now. Create a Markdown summary of our discussions.
Okay.
I hope you won't go and fetch other discussions I've had prior to this one. All right, I don't know why it gave me this. Let me ask it again. Review this summary and omit my name. It's just putting my name too much. So then I'll show you the rest of my, if something crosses my mind, I'm confused on how to do it, I'll just come and do it. When I get it and my interaction with ChatGPT, I will copy a few things that I didn't interact with ChatGPT, include it, then ask ChatGPT to summarize it. Once it does that, I'll just copy it and put on the README. So the README is for people who come later. I don't know what you wrote here. I'm just going to copy it like that. So I have to come here where the file is, the Explorer, and get the README file. I will delete that. And I will just paste what it gave me. There's this one here. It shows it's not saved. I will just save it. Control S, the one has gone. Then I will come to the source control here. And I'll add, it just needs a message so that you can know, okay, when did I add this? I just put README. So I'm going to commit it the other way around that I didn't do before. I'll press it once. It it will stage everything, add it, stage it, then I'll just sync it. So this syncing has an arrow up. It means that the difference is the changes are on my system, the local system. So if I click on the sync, it's going to connect it to the one on the cloud.
Okay.
So if I go back there now, you can see our README, there's nothing. So all I'll need to do is to hit this. You can see the README has come. This is what we discussed with ChatGPT as we were having issues. Well, we didn't do Plotly or Dash. I don't know why he started telling me about that, but we didn't use this one too. So I can go back and delete this and say we didn't talk about this, but I can let it be. Did he use my name? I told you not to use my name. I don't think it used my name. So that I can change it the way I want. So if I let me just open another tab, and these are my repos. So this is the one we're working on just now, right? Yeah, that's this TOML in 10 minutes. So you can see what is a TOML file. So this is the README file. It shows me everything that I did. So what I did was I got this from this video, but I made changes. I made changes to it when I was doing. So the changes I did, I told ChatGPT about it, and I told it to summarize it based off of my changes. So that's a summary it did, and it gave me this. So I was just trying to understand what TOML files. And this video, I don't think it was more than an hour. I just did it, and I just loaded it here. If I need to go back and review it, I can always just come here. I don't have to watch the whole video again. I know what a TOML file is. This is the meaning and what it is used for, configuration file format. I still don't understand what that is, but I understand a bit on how to use it. And since I don't need to use it in a big style, I can just play around with it the way it is right now. This one you're moving more into what do you call it? Software development right now. Because some of the apps you're going to be developing, even as a data scientist, you may need to convert them into softwares. Or you want to write new packages that people can use for other things. So you need to understand TOML file. It makes things easier. So anyway, that was what I did. So if I go back to this was another one. And all this I did them just last week. This one, there were only 2 commits. If you can go back to each commit to see, okay, what did you change? You can click on this and it will show you all your changes. These are the changes. The first one I did. This is the last one, I think. And again, I use the README for all the summaries.
Okay.
So I can go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to take a screenshot of your names, if you don't mind. And I'll ask ChatGPT to extract the names. So I'm going to ask it to get rid of poetry. We didn't talk about Dash or Plotly, but we installed packages using uv-add ipykernel numpy space numpy pandas matplotlib include this in the discussion. Let me see. All right, let's see what it writes again. Then we'll paste it and see what we have. Okay. All right. It just did something. Let's see what it did. Where's the VS Code? I'll come here and all right. Let me just undo that and then I'll paste this. I'll do Control S because there's one here telling me this is unsafe. If I push it down, it will not go because it is not safe. So I have to do Control S. It's push. Then now it's telling me source control. There's one change I just made that I can send up. So I'm going to say one more README. Sometimes I'm lazy to come here. I'll just click here twice instead. And we can go back and check. So let's see how it goes. Let's just refresh it. And we can see one more README. This is the only change I made. The change I made was on the README file. And here we go. This is based on the names that we have on our, as we join. So I just screen grabbed it and I put it on ChatGPT and then it just took out our names. And yeah, I told it to remove. Yeah, I told it to remove the dash because we didn't talk about dash. So this one now, default RNG. That one was on the notebook. So we can see the plots here on the notebook. How do I close this one? So this was the first plot. And this is the second plot. That was all. And then the hello. This one was given to us by UV. UV just gave it to us, so I didn't change it. Then what's that? Calculations. This was ChatGPT. Yeah. Then this is our PyProject YAML file. It's showing us all the dependencies we used. So in case you download this, you can just repeat the same thing. So for me, this is it. This was all I wanted to talk as because when we are moving to the what do you call it, to the LLMs, I'm going to be using VS Code. I expect you to have this kind of setup. We'll be going through it. I'll just come, download it, do a Git clone. I'll do my code from it or open my PowerShell. If you have PowerShell like you now, Habib, you will enjoy it. In fact, if I were you, if I want space on my laptop, I'll go and delete my Anaconda because that thing is heavy. You don't need an Anaconda anymore. I've been using Anaconda since 2017. I stopped using Anaconda. I switched to Miniconda in I can't remember when I switched to Miniconda because Anaconda is heavy. That time, the last time I downloaded Anaconda was 600 megabytes. And to me, that was a lot. And then I had packages I didn't need. So if I use Miniconda, the past 2 or 3 years, I've actually been using Mamba Forge. Mamba Forge is faster than Anaconda. So I just downloaded, there's nothing inside. So it's me that'll be adding things to it. So after I got used to that, I now discover UV. In fact, I started using UV it's not up to a month ago. So normally I just spend, that's why if you can see all these ones are on UV. If you can see my, what do you call it, my repo. This one now, there's UV in it. This one didn't have UV because this was last year. This one has UV. This one has UV. This one has UV. These are the new things I've been doing with UV. This one too probably has UV. and all that. So that's what I'm using now. This is how I host my, what do you call it? Where are the actions? Issues, actions. This is where I host my website. Is it on actions or on code? I'm even forgetting how to get there. Yeah, I want to update it very soon. So this is where the website is. These are some articles I wrote a while ago. I've not written anything this year. I'll try and do that. This is what I have.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
All right.
I really appreciate you, sir.
All right. So you all have a good evening.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you.